Hello and welcome to chapter 4 in your syllabus. The name of this chapter is Comprehension Passages. So let us see the contents of this video. First is strategies for attempting comprehension passages. Then there is a concept called Bloom's taxonomy in your module. Then we will see what kind of questions can be asked on comprehension passages, how to improve your reading speed and vocabulary enhancement. So let us begin. Strategies for comprehension passages. Before I explain what are the strategies, let us first understand what is comprehension and what is the requirement of having this in your syllabus. So, reading comprehension is nothing but they will give you one small passage in your exam and they will ask certain questions on it. Why is it necessary? Because reading comprehension tests your ability to process text, understand its meaning, and to integrate with what you already know. Now, the most fundamental skills that are required for attempting efficiently reading comprehension, they are firstly what? Knowing the meaning of words. Then the ability to understand the meaning of words from context. Suppose, let us take an example that you do not know the meaning of a word, but you should be able to understand what it means in the way in which it is used in the sentence. That is what here it means. You are supposed to know the meaning of the word by the context in which it is used. Then next one is ability to understand meaning of words from context. Then ability to follow organization of passage. Organization of passage means what? The chronological order. You should know what is happening in that passage in a sequence. First this happens, then XYZ happens, then ABC happens. You should be able to follow the way in which the passage is going. The next one is to draw inferences from a passage. You should be able to make your own inferences. You should be able to understand what is happening in the passage and you should be able to analyze that and make notes of your own. You should understand the things that are happening. That is what inferences means. Then ability to identify the main thought or idea of a passage. You should know what the passage is about, what they are talking about, what is the central idea of that passage. Now, let us see what are the strategies for comprehension passages. Firstly, read the passage quickly to understand the main idea. Obviously, unless and until you read the passage, you will not understand what the passage is talking about. So, firstly, you have to read the passage fatafat to get the main idea of the passage. Then it is advisable to underline the main points, identifying keywords and statements while reading the passage. So, for example, you're reading a passage and you feel that this part is the most important part in the passage or this word is very important, you must underline because most probably there will be a question on that particular paragraph or that word or whatever. Scan through all the questions. Read all the questions that are there just below the passage. It is beneficial to underline the detailed information asked for in the questions to avoid misinterpretation of the question. So when you read the question, underline in the question what is the most important part in that question. What they are asking, you must underline that. Reread the passage, marking the specific information related to the questions. So whatever, again you read the passage after you read the questions, reread the passage and keep on marking whatever information you think will help you to answer those questions. That is how you will, these are your strategies, how you will attempt this kind of question, comprehension questions, how will you attempt. So first, what is there? You will read the passage carefully to understand main idea. Then you underline whatever you think is important. Then you will fatafat read all the questions. Underline in questions what is asked. And then you reread the passage to find out the answers for those questions. Simple, right? We've been doing this since I think 3rd or 4th standard. So we know what comprehension is. But now in comprehension the level will be a little bit higher. In school we had simple comprehension passages, but now onwards they might be related to your professional life or they might be related to current affairs. so they will be of a little bit higher level. Next slide. What is Bloom's taxonomy? Now Bloom's taxonomy is nothing but what they are going to test in comprehension passage. So let us see. Create. First of all, we will go from down to up. Okay. So first of all, remember. Whether you can remember what you read. This is one of the most important aspect that they are evaluating you on. So here what you should be able to do, you have to be able to recall the facts and basic concepts that you have read in the comprehension passage. You have to be able to write the facts in your own words. You are not supposed to copy exactly what is given in the passage. You should be able to explain it in your words, in using your ideas, your words, like that. Understand. Whether you understand what you read, very important. First you have to remember what you have read, and then you have to understand it also. You will have to explain the idea or concept, describe it, explain it, give whatever key facts are mentioned in the passage, that you will have to be able to do. Apply. You have to be able to apply the information you have to answer those questions. So how will you do? Use information in situations, demonstrate, interpret and operate. So all these ways in which you can apply the information that you have received from the passage. Okay. Next one is analyze. So analyzing means getting all the information, processing it in your head and deciding whether it is right or wrong, whether it is correct or wrong, whether it is in detail, not in detail. All these are analytical skills where you have to make certain decisions depending on your information of what you have received. So this is what analyzing is. Evaluate. Evaluate, justify a stand or decision. Means, for example, is science a boon or a bane? So is science good or bad? Okay. Now in this kind of a question, what is happening is they will give you some information about it being good and some information about it being bad. For example, science will help you develop vaccines, it is giving you new technology, all these things. But at the same time, you have things like atom bombs are being created and all these things. So whether it is good or bad. Now evaluate. So you have to decide whether it is good or bad or what. This is your evaluation skill. You have to be able to explain why you think it is good or explain why you think it is bad. This is what it is called to evaluate. You have to be able to justify a stand that you are taking. And create. From whatever information you are being given, you may be asked to create something new out of it. For example, they will give you one passage and they will ask you write a suitable title for this passage. So now you have to create a new title for this passage. This is what it essentially means. You have to be able to design, assemble, construct, develop, formulate, author and investigate. This is what they want you to do in creation part of the comprehension bit. Let us see the next slide. Types of questions. Okay, we need to understand what are the different types of questions that they will ask. Firstly, asking specific details from the content or body of the passage. They will ask you to give out some details from the passage, like where this incident happened or who is the person they are talking about, or some similar questions. Then determining the meaning of words, phrases and idioms used in the passage. Now this is testing your understanding skills. So they may give you a word and they may say find a word that means similar to this word. So you have to know the meaning of both the words, the word that they have given also and that word in the passage which means something similar to the word that they have given, like that. Or they may ask you what is the meaning of this proverb or this phrase which is used in the passage. Or even sometimes they will ask you for opposites, antonyms also they might ask. So such questions will be there in the understanding part. Drawing inferences and conclusions. They will ask you what do you think about this passage, or give your opinion on the idea of this passage. These are all analyzing and evaluating skills. Then identifying the tone of the speaker, author, or the passage. They will ask you whether this passage is a happy one or a sad one, or a in favor of this or not in favor of it, and all such kind of questions. The main idea and theme of the passage. They will ask you to what is the main idea of the passage, can you explain it in your own words. Such kind of questions will be there. Suitable title for the passage, like I have said before, they will ask you to write a suitable title for the passage also. Then improving reading speed. Okay, now reading speed is important because you have limited time to answer the question, so you cannot take forever to read the comprehension passage, then read the questions and then attempt it. So for this reason your reading speed has to be up to the mark. So now how will you improve this? It may be so that you are already good but you want to be better, right? So how to improve this reading speed? Read whenever you are most receptive. I will explain this in detail. For example, some people can study better in the morning. Study better means they are capable of retaining a lot of the stuff that they read in the morning. For some it is afternoon time, for some it is evening time, or some people can study better late in the night. So you have to find out this time of the day in which you are the most able to study properly. So once you find out that time, you start doing reading comprehension at that time of the day. Do not read aloud. Okay, now what happens when you read aloud? You're spending too much energy in reading aloud and your speed will become less. So try to read in your own mind for yourself and don't read aloud. That helps to improve the reading speed. Underline, highlight important words or sentences. Whatever you feel is important when you read, just take a pencil in your hand and keep on underlining that stuff. So whenever, if there is any question asked on it, you will be able to find it easily. Practice often and time your reading speed. Okay, generally you should be able to solve a comprehension passage in maximum 10 minutes including writing answers, huh? So first you take a stopwatch in your mobile, put it on and check how much time you require to solve one comprehension passage. That will help you to understand what is your current reading speed. And you must set a target. For example, let us say you want to finish doing it in 8 minutes. So that from 10 to 8 you need to bridge this gap of 2 minutes. So every day put a stopwatch, read the comprehension passage, solve the answer, check how much time you took. So slowly you will start requiring lesser and lesser time. This is how you will be able to time your comprehension passage and reading speed. Then the next point is read the main and subheading, tabular material and table of contents to get an idea of the information contained in the text. This is correct, right? Even when we do videos, we will first put table of contents. I will always tell you what are the contents in this video. Why? Because it helps you to get a idea in short about what all is going to be included in that video, or the even books have indexes, so it is easier for you to just read the index and decide whether that book is going to be helpful for you or not. So that is the reason whenever even you're reading comprehension passages, whatever, if there are any subheadings, very rarely there are subheadings, but if there are, they will help you to get a better idea of where to find the answer for the questions that are being asked. So that is how you will also improve your reading speed. Then you have to set yourself a target of the time and pace which you want to achieve in improving your reading speed. So like I said before, time your reading speed, put a stopwatch in your mobile phone when you start comprehension, and whenever you finish, immediately you stop. And you can do this as a competition between friends also. For example, if you're doing group study with another friend, both of you can put a timer and see who finishes faster and whose answers are correct. Just finishing faster is not important. You must also get accuracy. That is what we want. So check each other's answers. And if you have any fight about it, ask a third person to check your answers. Okay. Next is improving reading speed. इसमें some more points are there. Generally, an individual who is aged 12 or above is supposed to read around 200 to 250 words per minute. And college students generally read at 300 words per minute. If you are reading about 450 words per minute, you will be skimming the text for main points. At this speed, you should be able to understand almost the complete text. So now you are college students, right? So you should be able to read at least 300 words per minute. Skimming means what? You are not reading every word in detail. You are just briefing through it. Immediately you want to just go past all the words fast. So you are not able to get the complete idea, but you can understand the gist of the passage like that. A reading speed of 600 to 700 words per minute is used for looking for some specific information in a text. Okay, so whenever you read a question and you want to find an answer to it, you should be rather reading it at a speed of 600 to 700 words per minute, because you are trying to find that keyword or that trigger word in that particular passage. So you can just go past those words till you find that word. That is the reason your speed is really fast. Most people can learn to read at this speed with about 75% of their normal comprehension. Matlab 25% is getting compromised. You can let go of certain unimportant words like and, if, all those words you skip. At 1000 words per minute and above, you are reaching the level of competitive speed readers. This usually requires extreme techniques that skip over most of the text. Most people can't remember much at this speed. Obviously, if you're reading that fast, you'll not remember, you will not be able to recall it later what you read. At that moment, you may be able to answer the questions, but you will not be able to remember much later on. If you are asked what did you read, you will not be able to recollect. Okay. Then the next slide, tips. Take a break after about half an hour. Some people can read for longer stretches of time, but if you are not one of those people, then what you should do, you should take a break after every half an hour. This will help you to remain focused, and it will also reduce the strain on your eyes. Another good tip I can give you, wherever you study, whether it is on your study table or on your bed or wherever, the place that is exactly opposite you, like for example, after reading in a book, the moment you look up, wherever you see first, that place put something green, like a green soft board or something that helps your eyes feel cooler. It will reduce your eye strain. Then practicing in a place that is quiet with no distractions and which is well lit and ventilated is recommended. Obviously, please study in good light. Do not compromise on that. And also study at a place which is well ventilated. Put on some agarbatti if you like. The smell will help you to remember also. Our senses work in magical ways. Sometimes even smell will help you recall answers. So that is why whatever perfume you like or uh, scent you like, you should put that and study whenever you study, and it helps your mind also feel fresh. You will also feel fresh. Don't change the text you're reading too often. It makes comprehension and maintaining reading speed difficult. So whatever you start reading, you finish it. Don't change it midway. That will help you to make your comprehension better. Make sure your reading is not hampering your understanding. So you should not just aim at increasing your speed of reading, but you should also aim at getting complete understanding of what you're reading. A fresh mind and ability to concentrate is a prerequisite for reading important texts. Some people function well in the morning while others think better in the afternoon or evening. So, like I said, try to find out which is your most receptive time of the day and try to do comprehension passages at that time. I know all teachers suggest to study their subject, but you can make a proper schedule. Like on Monday, you will do comprehension, Tuesday, you will do accountancy, Wednesday, you will do economics. So that way, all subjects will get studied at a proper receptive time of the day, and you will be able to ace in all the subjects. Next slide, vocabulary enhancement. Okay, let me first of all tell you that vocabulary enhancement is a gradual process. It does not happen in one day. It takes years and months for people to develop a good vocabulary. and it is something that needs a lot of self effort. It I cannot teach you 100 words and say ha now your vocabulary is good. No, does not work like that. You have to put in your efforts. So for vocabulary enhancement, what will you do? First of all, read voraciously. Read a lot. You must read whatever your eyes find, whatever your hands find. Read, read, read. That is the only way that you will improve your vocabulary. Then use a dictionary to look up meanings of new words. If you do not understand a new word, please look it up in the dictionary. Also see the sentences which are given that shows the use of that word in practical language. Knowing just the meaning is not important. Sometimes that same word can be used in a different context and can mean something entirely different than what it is meaning literally, right? We've seen this in idioms in the third chapter. Not supposed to take everything literally. Sometimes also other meanings can come. Learn group of words that come together, right? So this is what connotations, right? So you have to learn group of words that usually come together. Fresh air, newly appointed, and many other words that are always together. You need to study them also together. Make associations with the word which you will always recall. So whatever word you remember, you learn newly, you try to make some association with it. I'll give you one example. Let us say you studied a new word which means nostalgia. Now, how will you know nostalgia? Generally, nostalgia is the name of any music album or cassettes. uh, Olden days cassettes used to have this nostalgia. Means what? It is about memories, old, happy, good memories. They will give you that good feeling. So, nostalgia, songs are giving you good meaning. You associate that word like that, then you will remember it properly. Put the words you wish to memorize where you will see them frequently. You can do flashcards also, or you can make charts and put wherever you study regularly, so you look up and you just have a glance. Immediately you will see all these words. That will help you. Obviously, dedication and perseverance is the only way to improve your vocabulary. No other shortcuts are there. For synonyms and antonyms also, I would like to suggest, don't learn synonyms and antonyms by heart, because I'll tell you the reason. In comprehension passages, you don't know what passage they are going to ask you in your exam. So they might ask you, find a synonym for this word which is there in the passage. Now you may not know the meaning of that word in the passage, but you have to, if you learn by heart, you may miss out on that word that they want, and you may write some word of your own choice. You cannot do that, right? So don't learn synonyms and antonyms by heart कि इसका antonym यही है and इसका synonym यही है. It is not going to help you like that. So try to learn as many new words as possible. That way it helps to get correct answers 100% of the times. Then next slide is tips for improving comprehension skills. Okay, these are my personal tips. Till now everything that I put on the slides was from your module. But so first one, understand and evaluate how you are reading currently. So first of all, if you want to improve, you have to know where you are right now. Where do you stand right now? So for that, what will you do? You will time your reading speed, like I said, with a stopwatch. So you will know where you are and where do you want to get. For example, you want to get at 8 minutes and you are currently reading at 15 minutes. So you know how much effort you have to put in and how much you need to practice. So that is how you will get better. Then improving your vocabulary. Another important part, please focus on this. Students think, what, for 1 or 2 marks इतना क्यों मगजमारी करने का, but that is not the way to attempt this exam. Every mark, every half an hour mark counts. So please improve your vocabulary, and it is a long term benefit. It is not just for this exam, it will help you throughout your life if you have good vocabulary. Read for pleasure. Okay, I will explain this point in detail. Reading for pleasure means what? Read whatever you like. Don't just keep your mind exam minded, because what will happen, you will get bored. So reading for pleasure, you're achieving both the things in one shot. Your reading also, your reading speed will also improve, and you will also feel good that you're reading whatever you like. So you read a novel, read a newspaper, read some blog that you like, read anything, but read for pleasure. So that way you are happy also, and you're getting the benefit out of it. Explain what you read to yourself. This is very important. That will help you to understand whether you are understanding what you're reading, or you explain it to a friend or a parent. If you're studying with your friends, you can explain to each other, or if you have a parent who sits with you when you study, so that time you can tell your parents that okay, I read this passage, you also read, and then I will tell you what I have understood. This will help you to understand how much of what you read you understand. Okay, and break the reading into smaller sections. For example, if you have to read 5 paragraphs, but you know that after 2 paragraphs you are going to get bored, so you put that put small divisions in that passage and break it up into smaller sections. Read after 5 minutes. Take a break in between. This will help you to improve your reading skill and also to understand what you're reading, and you will not get bored also. Initially, write a summary of what you read. In the exam, you are not going to get time to write a summary of what you have read, but initially, if you cannot remember everything, then you make small notes. You can write only keywords, like that also you can make a summary. Pay extra attention to opening and closing paragraphs. Sometimes what happens, opening and closing paragraphs are very important, because opening paragraph is introducing you to the idea of the passage, and closing paragraph will give you that author's inclination, whether that person agrees with it, not agrees with it, has his own opinion or whatever. So you need to pay more careful attention to the opening paragraph and the closing paragraph. Also, to make your own inferences, these 2 paragraphs are going to help you more than the rest of the passage. Sometimes if you are only looking for trigger words, what happens? The entire article may be talking about that idea in XYZ manner, and towards the end, in the closing paragraph, there may be words like but, however, I suppose. These words may entirely change whatever idea you had of that passage till then, and take you to another route. Therefore, paying more attention to opening and closing paragraphs is extremely important. And the last tip that I want to give you is actually a little bit cheating, but it helps immensely. Instead of reading the passage first, read the questions first. Then you will know where to pay more attention. That way, what happens? You know what you're looking for already. You read the passage, then you read the question, then again you have to read the passage. If you read the questions first and then you read the passage, you don't have to necessarily read the passage second time. You may have to, but I think 70% of the times you'll get the answer in the first reading itself. So this is how you can do it. So these are my tips for your comprehension skills. I hope this video was helpful, and try to solve as many comprehension passages as possible. That is the only way that we can get really good marks. These marks are in your hands. Please do not leave them to waste, and work hard, improve your vocabulary. That is the only way we can solve comprehension skills with a lot of accuracy. Okay, then we will meet in the next video.